Hey, and thanks for joining us on this week's episode of For All Things Lexington, the only show dedicated to Lexington, South Carolina, and where a spade is always a spade. Here we'll talk to and about people, places, groups, things to do, and places to go in and around Lexington, South Carolina. I'm your host, Angela Barrett, and this is For All Things Lexington. Brought to you in part by GervaisStreetBridge.com, Columbia's most unforgettable free-to-list business directory. Hey guys, thanks for all gathering today. Well, at least most of you. We're missing one, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Now you guys are Savannah and the River Drifters. Is that how you say it? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, well, it's nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you too, Angela.
Guys, this is Brandon from I always do this wrong, Black Rock Branding. Say that 3 times very fast. It won't happen.
Brandon from Black Rock Branding, yeah.
Yeah. And he is a drummer, so he will probably be asking more of the intelligent questions because I can only do it from a fan base. So how did y'all come up with the name?
That was my idea on it. I was playing around with names, and my mom helped me with it.
It took us a minute, right? You, how long did it take us?
I think a month or so, yeah.
You and I wanted a Cabbage Head.
We wanted Cabbage Head.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I don't understand why you wanted that, but.
Oh, that was probably before I joined.
No, you were there for that. You were.
I don't know.
You chose to forget it, I think.
So how did you eventually land on it?
None of us had a better name.
Yeah.
None of us had a better.
I had 3 different names, and that's the one that they liked the best, and that's how we landed on it.
Cool.
Now, how long have y'all been together as a band?
That was.
Coming up on 2 years?
Yeah.
About a year and a half, 2 years.
Wow.
All right, so you are a teen band.
Yes.
And so start here with Savannah, and you tell me where you're in school, your name and where you're in school.
I'm Savannah, 16. I go to Lexington High School.
Nolan, I'm 16. I go to Wino High School.
I'm Logan, I'm 16. I go to Great Collegiate.
I'm Jake. I'm 18. I just graduated from River Bluff, and I'm going to USC in August.
Go Gamecocks. Cool. So you're all from different places.
Yes.
So how did that work? How did
So
y'all meet?
Freeway
Great
has this great program called Rock Bands, and you're able to sign up, and then you don't know who's signing up at first. You meet when everyone that they need are in the program. You meet one day when they say, hey, we have everyone. We need a bassist, guitarist, drummer, singer. Here's the day for you all to meet. And we met about 2 years now. And we all clicked immediately, I think, in my opinion.
Wow. So first time, just thrown together and just all worked.
Yeah.
There's no sad didn't make it drummer out there. There's no bass player that got kicked to the curb or anything like that. No, everybody just worked. Why do you think that is? What's the reason why you think the kind of synchronicity's working with the 4 of you right now?
Stubbornness.
Good.
That's a good.
Yeah.
Well, we do have similar music tastes, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, we do when we suggest songs, it does end up being or at least it used to be a lot of different genres being thrown together. But I think we've kind of found a
rhythm with it,
yeah,
almost. We all definitely branch out to different areas where we like music and feel for music more, but we all come to agreements on where we are in this band for music, for the most part.
And what genre would that be?
It'd be rock music.
Rock.
As long as it's not too hard on my vocals, because I cannot do 40-year-old rock. So 40-year-old man, raspy, I can't do too deep. So no.
Now, where do you guys play?
A couple different places. Most recent one was Steel Hands Brew Pub.
Been there a couple of times.
Yeah. No, that was our first time.
Oh, okay.
But our most consistent one is Tin Roof.
Maybe that's what I saw.
That was our very consistent area. We've also played at Jay's Corner and Harley Davidson, and
That was the contest thing.
yes, that was the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah,
Third place.
I'm
Third
surprised
place.
they took that bride.
No.
Now what contest?
It was Battle of the
Bands.
Yeah, Battle of the Bands. They had all different bands, all different genres, and we all competed for it, and we got third place there. And
Wow. Nice.
and it was
Wow.
500 as the
500
prize
bucks.
for us.
Yep.
How many people did you have to compete against in the Battle of the Bands?
There was 20, right?
Yeah,
Like
around
Wow.
20.
well, we didn't see a lot of the ones that came before us. They were
Yeah.
early in the morning.
Yeah, around
Yeah.
20 bands.
There was a group that got heat strokes.
So Jake, I know you were kind of talking about your music taste and all that stuff. Can we just kind of go down the line and just talk about influences? What was the music that you were just couldn't get enough of? That's caused you to want to be a musician, or who would that be for every single person here? Or name 2 or 3 maybe.
Okay.
I got into bass initially because of I think Led Zeppelin and Rush were probably my 2 biggest reasons. But that's not really the music I listen to nowadays. Right now I'm kind of in a Beatles phase, and Jack White has always been one of my biggest influences. And I think we have a Rockin' Tour song that we like to play.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've always I've always been really into older rock, so like Jay said, Zeppelin, Rush, Van Halen, Deep Purple, Queen, all that stuff. And then probably the first drummer I thought was really cool was Dave Grohl, just because that's what
Absolutely, yeah.
And then I got into Nirvana, and then since then there's been all sorts of drummers like Stuart Copeland, Carter Beauford, Roger Taylor, Tommy Lee. But my favorite drummer is not Tommy Lee. My favorite drummer is Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters.
Awesome.
I listen to every genre of music you can think of, but some of my favorites to listen to is heavier stuff.
Okay.
So Kirk Hammett, Metallica, that's one of my favorites. Led Zeppelin too, they're awesome. I'm not.
Is that what caused you to kind of pick up a guitar, listening to that?
I'm not a nerd, so I don't listen to Beatles.
That is quite the swing.
Elvis is one of my favorite people of all time.
Yeah.
I love listening to Elvis.
I've listened to a lot of different genres. I was a big pop person for a while, like Katy Perry, BB Rex, all that type of stuff. Then joining the band, I educated myself more into the rock, like Jonah Jett. Shut up.
The Blackhearts were there too.
Jonah Jett. I can't pronounce it right, so I'm sorry. Beatles. Some others I can't think of right now, but I've...
Pat Benatar?
Oh, yes.
We've been trying to get a Pat Benatar song.
Yes.
I've been campaigning for that for a
love
while.
Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
As hard as rock
We
as
gotta
I'm
do
gonna
it.
get.
Yeah, we gotta do it.
Yeah. Red Hot Chili Peppers, all those type of stuff I've introduced myself to, and I love it.
Well, they say some of the greatest stuff comes from fusion, and so kind of everybody comes from a similar spot, but then you're bringing this totally different flair on top of it, and so I think that actually helps. Because if you didn't have that, it would kind of be almost the same kind of variety from their influences, but your influence kind of come together and make something a little bit different, which is always where some of the greatest stuff comes from.
So no country music?
No.
No.
My mom's a big country fan, but I haven't inherited that.
I want to do a little, but they refuse.
We've done Rolling Stones. I think it's the closest we've ever come
Yeah.
to country.
No.
And even that's a long shot. That's
Yeah.
That's a really long
Dave
shot, yeah.
Matthews to kind of.
There's definitely some country influences in your influences, though. So
Definitely.
it's there's seeds of it in everything that you've said all over
Definitely.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when did you? I'll start with you. When did you? And how? When and how did you start learning music? And was it the guitar or was it the piano or?
Well, I remember I started on the piano maybe when I was about first grade. I didn't like that. So I picked up the guitar. I got frustrated with that, and
Went the easy route.
yeah, I quit. No, I went to the saxophone, and then I went to the bass. It's a whole like odyssey,
it's a
like
journey.
Yeah, I play the guitar now as well, but the bass is my main instrument, and it's the one I enjoy the most.
Now, you said you started about first grade. Did you go somewhere and take lessons?
Yeah, I went to my neighbor and took piano lessons there. But yeah, I didn't really listen to her, so she didn't really like me. Yeah, I would argue with her on the right way to play the piano, and she'd make me sit outside. So I didn't really do a lot of piano learning.
So it's just to kind of learn as you went.
Yeah, I still can't play the piano, but I mainly, I think...
but that's where you probably started learning to read music.
Yes, I used to know how to read music, but I've not been doing that recently. I think my musicality kind of really picked up. Is that a word, musicality?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It is now. I think it was with my dad. He taught me a lot of the stuff on the guitar. Yeah, I think that's when I started to get a passion for it.
Cool. And so he has a music background?
He plays the guitar. That's about it.
I got into it started because my brother started taking guitar lessons, but that always seemed like too much homework to me when I was like 8 years old or however much that was. So he started taking lessons here, and then I thought it'd be cool to play drums just because I thought it'd be cool to make music while hitting stuff. So I started drumming about 8 years ago with the same teacher I'm still with at Freeway Music to this day. And then it's just kind of, I've gotten more into music over the last like few years, just really getting into it, like listening to it and finding like influences with all different bands or musicians that I've fallen in love with over the past bit.
Every drummer that I ever hear talk, they always talk about that moment where they got so bored with another instrument and they're like, well, this seems like the only path. Because I had kind of the same story as you. It was like, I took home a trumpet one day, I took home an English horn the next day, and I went to my band teacher and I was like, this is so boring. Everything's so boring. And so, yeah, he was like, just hit this. And then like, just started listening to music. So every drummer that ever exists has that same like origin story where they're like, I don't want to have to like do anything besides hit this for just a little bit.
Like I was in music class in like 4th grade and they were talking about like bass and all that stuff. And I'm like, this is stupid. I'm gonna go get stuff.
Nolan.
I didn't initially want to play an instrument. It was something my parents made me do, but after like a year of playing guitar, because that's about when I joined the band, and my guitar teacher is also really cool. So now I love playing guitar. I listen to a lot of music because I didn't used to listen to music at all.
Yeah.
So now I love all of it. I practice guitar as much as I can. I play drums a little bit, not as good as him. Yeah.
I heard the best musicians at one point of their life had no life. And like when I would come home from school and I would no joke, I'd practice for 3 hours a day. Every single day I would get home from school. And my mom would be my drum set was in the house. And so she would just she was like a saint to like allow me to do that, right? But I would go home and just practice 3 hours a day. And so I think like that's a great pathway. Just, there's a point of your life where you just got to be obsessed with the thing that you want to be great at. And so that's perfect.
I started when I was little with music. I always had a passion for singing. I would always join every chorus that I could. Anything that like a musical I could sing in, I loved doing that. And when I moved here about 6 years ago now, I did music lessons here at Freeway and started like training myself, working on better habits and better ways to sing and to keep my voice intact. I fell in love with it even more, and I fell in love with it even more when I joined the band and saw what I was capable of and what I can do with it.
Cool. Yeah, I admire all of y'all. I mean, I think it's wonderful. I can't sing, and I certainly can't play any instruments. So.
Do you guys have a funny like live like either like something that went terribly wrong or like something that's what is that? Tell us that story.
Yes. So not this year, but last year, we were not able to we were gonna play a venue at the amphitheater that was over here. We were missing our drummer and our guitarist that is unfortunately not here. We had to find replacements and we had to still perform. It went horribly wrong.
How much time did you have to?
An hour. We had an hour to. We didn't rehearse with the people at all.
Yeah.
But we had an hour to fill.
See you guys later. I'm out.
So bad. We kept going off pace. We couldn't hear each other right because it wasn't mixed right. Like, it was so bad.
No.
And you know the guy that's saying yes to you, like in the moment, like you're running up to me like, hey, we gotta have a drummer. You know the guy that's like looking at you and being like, I'm gonna do it. Like, he's probably the worst. He's probably not the guy that needs to be doing that. The guy that's gonna say yes to it.
Like, he had like 2 days, I think, to.
Learned about 20 songs.
Yeah.
He knew some of the songs.
Yeah, he knew some, but he had like 2 days.
So you had a little bit. I thought you're at the event and you're like looking for the crowd, like trying to find somebody.
No,
I misunderstood.
We knew the guy. He is a great drummer. Yeah. Just we did not work with him prior to the event.
Yeah.
So that was.
It was Ford that.
Yeah, Ford.
He's way better than I am.
He's good, but definitely not as good as you with the mesh of the band.
He's not a river drifter.
I love that. So do y'all ever get nervous before you go on?
Yes.
Every gig.
I think so. We've all been our music school. We have a thing where it's like we have music showcases, like every season or so, and the way they do it is like they get like random, like a drummer, a singer, etc., and like they give them this song like, hey, y'all need to learn "Beat It" by Michael Jackson, and then like they'll give us like one rehearsal, and then we all have to go up there and play together, and it never really goes bad, but like everyone's nervous. So the cool thing about this is it's kind of giving us like a sense of camaraderie. Like we might be scared, but we're all like in it together. We all have to play the same songs. We all have to do the same stuff and be up there for the same amount of time.
We're able to lean on each other.
Yeah.
Nervous together instead of scared alone.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Now, you graduated and you're going to USC.
Mm-hmm.
You plan to stay in the band?
Now, I do, but the only thing, it's going to be a bit...
with commuting.
Like I don't think I'll be able to practice here. We'll probably have to find a new location. And the gigs are probably going to have to be less frequent.
Yeah.
But I do plan to at least like stay in contact with everyone.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, what about the rest of you guys? I mean, where do you see, the band as you move forward? Because some of you won't be long in graduating, too.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, what grade are we?
We're juniors, seniors.
Yeah. I'm the same age, but different
He
grade.
already graduated, right?
Yeah,
He graduated early.
Yeah, he graduated early.
Oh, yeah. Well, I see the band still together at least for a while, hopefully.
Yeah.
I definitely want to stay in contact with these guys. They've been my closest friends since I moved here and love them all.
Like, we're all very close. We're definitely going to stay in contact. And then we're probably going to keep the band going for a bit, but we all have our own side projects. Like Jake has been like making his own songs and stuff. And then I have another
Promote your album.
Yeah, promote your album.
Oh, always worth my while on Spotify. Where's the camera? Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, I think.
And it's called what?
Always Worth My While by Jake Lind. It's pretty good.
Awesome.
It is really good.
What is that? What style of music? What genre?
I don't know. I think it's like a folk rock type of thing.
It's very Beatles-like.
Yeah.
I've heard it. It's very Beatles-like.
Yeah. No, I grew up on the Beatles, so I think pretty much anything I do is going to sound like that.
You cover a Monkey song.
Oh, I did, yeah. And that's pretty much like Beatles too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Monkeys.
My mom used to sing Monkeys songs when I was a kid all the time. That's just all I remember her singing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I heard a quote one time, and it's by Coldplay, one of my favorite bands of all time. I know. I get that all the time when I say that. But one thing that I love about Chris Martin is he says that their goal when they started a band was not to write hit songs, but to keep the band together. And like that, a band, you don't see a four-piece band with the same four people go 20-something years. Right. Like that is like, just in all of like the arguments and the things that can come up over the success of a career. And so anytime I hear about musicians, it's like if everybody has their own agenda, things go really bad. If everybody can get on like the same page, like that's when you just see like lightning in a bottle happen. And it sounds like kind of where y'all were kind of all shoved together, like kind of happenstance, that it just all worked really well to where you kind of got that lightning in the bottle. Oh, we got to make this happen. We're all going a certain direction. But I can feel there's a good chemistry on this for it to be kind of mismatched together. Yeah, like y'all kind of had a magical chemistry when you come together.
Yeah.
So where do you see, well, you have another band.
I do not. That was a solo project.
Oh, okay.
Type of thing, yeah.
And now what about you you guys have other solo projects going on or play in other bands or?
I started one a while back, and then I've been doing a few different things, and Jake and I were planning on recording a song together, but so I've had a few different things. I know Troy's also been doing like solo gigs because he's a great singer and a great piano player, so he's been doing it. And then what about y'all?
I'm starting to record an album right now. I'm in the process of recording everything, but it's going.
Cool.
I gotta
get autographs before we.
Yeah, you better get them.
Yeah, just let me like take a bass solo.
I'm working on some solo things with my school with chorus. I sang at a Blowfish game not too long ago, the national anthem. It was really fun working on stuff like that and stuff with Triam at my school, which is really fun.
That's cool. So now, who decides on where you're going to play and that kind of?
Adam, he is our band director. He finds us gigs occasionally, and then sometimes we search on our own to find gigs in like neighborhoods or like local businesses. We email out, and we just all say like, "Hey, here's the date. Can you make it? Can you not?" And we all figure that out together.
Cool.
Adam would be like a kind of like a manager role there. He's helping.
He's also my guitar teacher. So.
Oh, cool.
And he teaches us all about like how to like be in a band, and then like if some of us are like not entirely figuring out, because gladly he's a guitar and like bass player, so he can like help half of us with like learning a chord or I don't know how any of that.
Yeah.
That's good that you're getting that side, because like I know incredibly talented people with no like, it's a little bit of a business ambition that they don't have. And so it doesn't, like the people that you see the most talented, they don't have that side of them to like put themselves out there. So learning that side, especially if everybody's doing solo projects, I think is like super important. Because if you have a talent, you got to believe that you have it, and you got to like push it out there, because there's so much noise out there for all in the music industry. 50 years ago, it would have been a little bit easier, but nowadays everybody's got their own solo Spotify project, and so you're trying to like figure out how to get beyond it. But it's great that y'all have mentorship here to put you in those directions.
Now, have y'all recorded anything together?
We're planning on it. We've started a few things, just haven't gotten around to fully working on something yet. We're right now trying to build up our set list right now, so then it's a good enough, long enough one, so then we can work on a solo, a song.
Any originals in the set list right now?
Not at the moment.
But have you got some originals y'all been working on?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
We don't do original songs per se, but like Toxic by Britney Spears, we like transform into more of our style.
Of any song in the world that you could have said at the beginning of that sentence, I did not expect Toxic by Britney Spears to come out of your mouth. That was my suggestion. You said that with such a straight face, and
a metal breakdown in there.
That's awesome.
That's what we also did with Somebody I Used to Know. We turned it more into a like pop punk type of style.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So now, what's y'all's probably most requested song when you are out at a...
Honestly, a band favorite I think would be Somebody I Used to Know.
Oh, cool.
Give us like your top 3 or 4, what songs you playing that you like, that you feel great about when you're going out?
One that we always close with or try to is Inner Sandman.
Yeah.
That's always a really fun time.
Love that one.
Toxic's also pretty fun.
Yeah.
Man.
I love doing, why can't I think of it? One Headlight, that's a really fun one for us.
Let's do Hotel California.
That's it.
Hey, I know that one.
Yeah.
One that we do, but no one ever knows. Jake suggested it, like Memory. And it's
No, that was Troy.
Troy? Oh,
Yeah, Memory by Gasoline Gypsies. Everyone thinks it's an original one, but it's like a very hidden away Spotify band.
Ah.
It's a really good song.
It is.
So where are y'all playing next?
That's a great question.
No, we're doing the
Yeah.
29th at the. Yes.
What is it called?
It's a. I can't think of the name of it. It's a.
There is a flyer out there. I can like, run
Yes.
out.
Okay.
Oh, wait, are we playing that?
Yes, we are.
Jake, you got 10 seconds.
Yeah, the
That's
29th, our VC, one of the teachers here, he invited us to play at one of his events that he's running. It's going to be really fun. A lot of different bands are going to be joining us there. What is it called?
It's the Big Tuna.
The Big Tuna.
Is the
Yes.
mic just gonna hear you right
Yeah, I was about to say that was definitely a live mic running down the hallway.
Whoops.
Just here, 1 second.
That's funny. You got any other questions? I want to hear them play.
Yeah, I'd love to hear him play.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much. And I want to hear you guys play one of your band favorites.
Yes.
Awesome.
Now and then I think
Thanks for hanging out with us today, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you'd like to be a guest on the show or have a person, business, idea, an event that Lexington needs to know more about, email me, local@forallthingslexington.com. That's the number 4, y'all.
This episode was brought to you by the real estate agents at Home Matters, building on service, relationships, and on what matters to you. Find out how you matter and how they can help you with buying and selling your home at homematterssc.com.